Let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Sally, who writes, "Hello, John. Some days ago, you talked about how crowded and awesome November looks. But I noticed that both Godzilla vs. Kong and Soul will open on the same day. Which one do you think will take the number one spot at the box office for that weekend? Thanks, and have a good day." All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And yes, we were talking about how that November release time frame has been getting very, very crowded, no doubt. But one of the things crowding it up is 2 particularly big films opening on the exact same day. We've got Godzilla vs. Kong. I love this graphic that Ray made. We've got Godzilla vs. Kong versus Soul. Now listen, a lot of people are buzzing about Soul. It's a deeper kind of animated film, something we've come to expect sort of from Pixar over the last couple years. And a lot of people have seen it, have been really buzzing about it. Actually, even when we had, before Onward came out, we were in an unusual situation where we had a Pixar film about to come out, but everybody was really talking about another Pixar film that was still to come much further down the line. We didn't see that often. We don't see that often. And everybody was buzzing about Soul. Even at D23, when they showed us like a 7 or 8 minute scene of Onward and a short like 2-minute trailer of Soul, what everybody was talking about was Soul. Everybody was talking about it. Here's the funny thing. Let's rewind the clock 2.5 years, right? Let's rewind the clock 2.5 years. If you were have said to me 2.5 years ago, John, coming out November 2020, theoretically, we've got Godzilla versus King Kong versus a new Pixar animated film that's going to be kind of metaphysical called Soul. Which one do you think is going to win the box office that weekend? That's a no duh. Obviously, Godzilla versus Kong. Obviously, remember, we're rewinding the clock 2.5 years ago. Obviously, Godzilla versus Kong. Who's not going to see Godzilla versus Kong? A metaphysical animated film? Pixar's great, but I mean, come on. It's going to be Godzilla versus Kong. That's what I would have said, and if you're honest, that's exactly what you would have said 2.5 years ago, too. Not even 2.5 years ago. But now fast forward back up to present day. The situation has changed. We now live in a world where we had Godzilla, King of the Monsters, come out. And I think it lost money. It lost money. Actually, let me go over and just double check. I forgot exactly what it was. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, box office. I remember I think it got under 400 million. Hold on a second. 386 million. That movie lost money. 386 million. If you had told me 2.5 years ago that Godzilla, King of the Monsters, was only going to make 386 million, I would have thought you were crazy. But it did. Especially after Comic-Con. Remember, they dropped the 1 year in advance of the movie coming out at Comic-Con. They dropped the Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer. Remember that? And everybody was buzzing about it. If you had told us that day, oh yeah, by the way, when this movie comes out, it's only going to make $386 million, we would have said you're crazy. But the problem is, they started marketing it far too early, lost all of its buzz. The movie wasn't all that good, depending on who you ask. And it only did that. So today, I'm going to say something crazy. Something I would have thought was crazy to say not so long ago. Soul is going to win that weekend. Now look, the benefit that both Godzilla vs. Kong and Soul have is that these are 2 completely different movies. And for the most part, while there will be some overlap, they are appealing to 2 different demographics, right? Soul is kind of targeting the family, not children. They're targeting the family. Whereas Godzilla is going after a slightly different demographic. Of course, there's going to be some overlap, but for the most part, these are 2 completely different movies. And that works to their benefit. But yeah, I got to say, and I find it crazy that I'm saying it, but yes, I think Soul is going to beat Godzilla versus Kong. I think it just is. I think Godzilla vs. Kong maybe makes $400 million. Now, of course, this is all speculation, having not seen any trailers, not knowing if the movies are any good. Because look, if Godzilla vs. Kong comes out and it's got like a world-class marketing campaign with fabulous looking trailers, and then the early word of mouth on it is that it's great and fantastic, that number could change, obviously. But sitting where we are now in April, I'm just wondering if Godzilla vs. Kong is even going to crack $400 million. In this whole Godzilla monsterverse, we've seen each movie drop in its box office. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see, but Soul looks like a winner. We'll have to wait and find out. Guys, the question is for you. Come this incredible weekend where we're going to have Godzilla vs. Kong versus Soul on the same weekend, which one do you think wins the box office that weekend? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.